Good afternoon, friends. I think one video is deserved for trying to differentiate the difference between the economy and the market. Okay. Now, what happens is that where do you get the information on the economy? You get it from the government, you get it from various research houses. Now, where do they get their data from? By talking to people, by anecdotal evidence, etc. Our data is not very strong, so the numbers are easily fudged. And economy is a very, very big elephant. The markets, on the other hand, are sentiment. So while the big elephant needs a lot of turning, and it has many things to move in its favor before it turns around. Market sentiment can turn because there are way too many short positions at one point, so the market finds a reason to cover those shorts, or the market is too optimistic and has too many long positions, so hence those long positions need to be cut. Now, how does how do institutions behave? If I am the ETF holder of any FII and I think India is in poor economic shape and I don't want to take the risk of being in India, I will redeem my units. If I redeem, that FII has no option but to sell. Do I know the names of companies in India and how they are doing? No, I don't care. ETF money is very, very hot money which can flow in when there is big risk on, and once people are fearful, if you can't move out of your house in the US, India is very, very far away from the US. The other thing is, these days, all sorts of QE by the Fed, all kinds of printing of money is being done that increases the liquidity in the markets. And liquidity often tends to find a home and can ignore economic fundamentals for a period of time. So as and when the economy turns, that often takes very, very long time. But the liquidity can keep markets higher, as we saw all through last year, that hardly 20 stocks held up the market while the broader market remained in a bear market, because those ETFs, they only bought the largest and the bestest stocks, and you created a kind of over ownership in a very select group of stocks. Like in the US, the FANG stocks, which include Facebook, Apple, Google, all of these 4 or 5 companies like Netflix, etc., they are making fresh highs, which has led Nasdaq to be only 5% away from all-time highs. Now, the issue is that there is conflicting news. On certain days, we find that good economic data comes out, even from India. On certain other days, bad economic news comes out, or bad data comes out, or there is fresh policy announcement which tends to change the outlook. In an uncertain outlook, the outlook needs to be revised. Sometimes at very short intervals. If you are married to your view about anything on the economy, then the markets are a very expensive place to find out. For the next 6 to 12 months, you will find both kinds of views coming up. There will be times when there will be cause for euphoria. There will be times when there will be cause for depression. Okay. So, people should revise their views based on the most current information. Because you see, if your view is a 3-year view, then you cannot do anything in the markets. To take a shorter term view, which should be like 15 days, 1 month, you have to go with sentiment. Okay. So, the difference between a 3-year view and a 15-day view has to be different if you are interested in making money. Because in 3 years the market will have upside, market will have downside, and you have to choose your time frame. Okay. So at certain points in time we will blindly follow US. At other points in time we will decouple a little bit. At still other points in time we will expect policy action from our establishment. So the market tends to follow different things at different time. There was a time when crude prices used to rule our markets. Today, at 10 and 12 and $15, crude did not have an impact. So markets and economy is two different things. If my sector is doing well, for me economy is great. If my sector is doing poorly, for me economy is poor. So the art of looking at the situation glass half full or half empty is something that is a natural tendency. But can you operate in the markets with that? I don't think so. So forget about what view on the economy I am having at any point in time. That does not allow you to make money. Macroeconomists, I have never seen them to be very good investors or traders. So try to keep away from quote unquote economic opinion, because economic opinion is biased, often is incomplete, and should not matter in your life in terms of the market and even otherwise. What can you do to change the economy? Nothing. Okay. So the economy, to change an economy, you need much bigger decisions than the decision to buy Reliance or to sell ICICI Bank. So my advice is, economic opinion is a opinion. Okay. So at any point in time, whatever economic opinion I am laying out is my sense at that point in time. Okay. I am not a economist. I don't claim to be, but certain things I see around me and I tend to draw some conclusions. But for me, the best conclusion is my trade plan. Okay. Only an idiot would back his opinion on the economy with his money. Markets and economies are two different things. Please keep them separate, and you could hope to succeed. I hope this has clarified many issues, and I hope that you people have understood that under ownership is important for bull markets. Like pharma was under owned, so immediately everybody started to see upside there. Did we come out with any COVID medicine? Have we come out with any COVID vaccine? But because something is under owned, it's going up. Financials was over owned. So even if Kotak Mahindra and ICICI Bank are good banks, since everybody owns them, that over ownership is getting corrected in this bear market. So the most important thing is what asset is under owned and what asset is over owned for the next move. That should be it. Take care, trade well, and please consult your financial advisor.